Some people reinvent themselves, and JoJo Siwa. Well, let's get into that. She went from Rainbow Queen to straight trades supposed to be. And honestly, the wheels aren't just falling off, they've been launched into orbit. Because while JoJo's been busy playing dress-up with different personalities, like their Halloween costumes, her actual career has been quietly bleeding out behind the scenes. From stolen songs to empty theaters to a boyfriend with more red flags than a communist parade, we're watching the slow-motion collapse of someone who built their entire brand on, well, nothing real. So, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why JoJo's fake career is finally crumbling. So, let's start with the obvious disaster, her music. JoJo just dropped a song called Raspy. The whole thing is basically JoJo responding to people calling her voice raspy by making a song about being raspy. It's giving I know you are, but what am I energy? Except she's 21 years old, and this is supposed to be her artistic statement. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say it sounds like Eminem got possessed by a Disney Channel reject. The lyrics are something else, too. She's out here saying stuff like, "Don't hate me. I'm just a little baby, Slim Shady, but a lady. And I genuinely don't know if I should laugh or call for help." And the entire chorus is even worse. It's literally just her saying raspy like 6 times in a row. That's not songwriting. That's what happens when you forget the lyrics during karaoke and just start making sounds. But here's where it gets spicy because surprise, surprise, it turns out the song might not even be original. Once again, there's this artist called Mad Tsai who dropped a track called Bite 2 months before JoJo's masterpiece, and they sound almost identical. Like, that's just way too close. Mad Tsai even had to make TikToks being like, "Why stream the Raimu Hakurii version when you can get the original?" Absolutely cooked. And we all know this isn't
Like Bette Davis, hear my voice and you know what my name is. Set your fist down your spine.
JoJo's first time being called out for copying. Remember Karma? Yeah, that wasn't hers either. She bought it from Britt Smith and acted like she birthed it herself. Then there's Choose Your Fighter stolen from TikTok creator Emmeline. Even Bette Davis Eyes was a cover that she somehow made sound like a haunted Furby having an identity crisis. So at this point, I'm starting to think JoJo's entire music catalog is just her playing musical chairs with other people's songs. Now, let's be clear. Artists buy songs all the time. That's just how the industry works. The problem is that JoJo keeps branding herself as the original artist making her own music when she's really just recycling someone else's work. But the real tea is that JoJo's been getting absolutely demolished by her own fans. When she teased Raspy on TikTok, people immediately started commenting, "This sounds exactly like Mad Tsai's song." And JoJo's response, radio silence, just pretended it wasn't happening while posting more cringe content with her boyfriend. Because apparently when you're caught red-handed copying music, the best strategy is to just ignore it and hope everyone forgets. But speaking of her boyfriend, let's talk about Chris Hughes, the now walking red flag factory that JoJo thinks is her soulmate. Now, JoJo's no angel herself, but this dude got fired from the BBC for being inappropriate with female athletes, has a history of emotional outbursts, and according to his ex, he's the type of guy who vomits his emotions all over you. Chris is like a vomit. Like, he vomits like his emotions on you, whether he's like angry or he's sad. Like, if he's sad, he cries. If he's angry, he'll scream and scream and scream until he's blue in the face. How romantic. And the craziest part is that after just 3 months of dating, they're already talking about marriage.
Chris is like a vomiter, like he vomits like his emotions on you, whether he's like angry or he's sad. Like if he's sad, he cries. If he's angry, he'll scream and scream and scream until he's blue in the face.
And kids, because nothing says stable relationship like planning your future with someone you met like 5 minutes ago.
You said marriage.
You said
kids,
marriage.
You want it
kids,
all.
You want it all.
Put a timeline
but do you put a timeline on stuff like that?
We genuinely speak to each other about
this.
I'd be lying if we didn't.
I think we all know and have seen this before, because generally when couples do this, it just ends in a complete disaster. And JoJo seems to have a track record of doing this. Take her relationship with Avery Cyrus, for example. She was already talking marriage and kids just a few months in, and that didn't exactly end in a fairy tale. So now JoJo's really out here planning her whole future with a guy who has the emotional regulation skills of a toddler on Red Bull. And the internet's not buying the whole perfect couple act. Every video they make together feels like watching 2 robots trying to convince you they understand human emotions. Because I mean, it's still fresh and hard to ignore JoJo's sexuality flip-flop that's given everyone whiplash. Let's be real. She spent years building her brand as a loud and proud lesbian, selling rainbow merch, and becoming the poster child for LGBTQ. Then she goes on Celebrity Big Brother, starts flirting with Chris while her girlfriend's at home. And suddenly, she's not lesbian, she's queer. Oh, and apparently, the LGBTQ+ community pressured her into saying she was lesbian in the first place, because nothing says authentic like blaming the community that supported you for your own identity confusion. Not to mention the timing is suspicious as hell. The minute her rainbow branding stopped converting to sales, boom, straight error activated. Now she's posting TikToks about baking for her man, wearing floral dresses like she's auditioning for a suburban housewife reality show. It's giving major I was gay for the brand energy, which is honestly probably pretty insulting to the gay people who looked up to her. But the relationship drama is just the cherry on top of this disaster Sunday. The real issue is that JoJo's entire career has been built on being fake, and people are finally catching on. She's not authentic. She's not original. And she's definitely not the pioneer she pretends to be. She's basically the musical equivalent of those Instagram influencers who buy followers and act like they're famous. Even her own fans have started seeing through it. The comments on her videos have gone from supportive to straight up roasting her. And honestly, good. Because maybe if enough people call out the BS, she'll actually try to make something real for once instead of just stealing beats and calling it innovation. You know, like the kind of innovation when JoJo claimed she invented G-pop. I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop. Not Freddie Mercury, not Elton John, nor
I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop.
Lady Gaga, JoJo Siwa. But I mean, what can you do when the numbers don't lie? Her latest songs are flopping harder than a fish out of water. Bette Davis Eyes peaked at 18 on the charts and then disappeared faster than motivation on a Monday morning. Raspy is getting more dislikes than likes. And the only people defending her seem to be either bots or people who genuinely think chaos is entertainment. So, the writing's on the wall, and it's written in glitter and disappointment. JoJo's fake career is crumbling because you can only fool people for so long before they realize there's nothing real underneath all the sparkles and stolen songs. She built her entire post-Nickelodeon identity on being something she's not. And now that the mask is slipping, there's nothing left but a confused 21-year-old who thinks controversy equals relevance. But here's the thing that gets me the most. JoJo honestly had everything. She had a loyal fan base, name recognition, a successful brand, and she had the chance to grow up gracefully in the public eye. Instead, she chose to burn it all down for what? A few viral moments and some chart positions that lasted about as long as a Snapchat story. I mean, she could have pulled off a Miley Cyrus transitioning from child star to adult artist with some actual substance. Instead, she became a cautionary tale about what happens when you prioritize being talked about over being respected. And now she's stuck in this weird limbo where she's too old for original fans, but too fake for everyone else to take seriously. And the saddest part is that somewhere underneath all the stolen songs and manufactured drama, there might actually be a real person with talent. But we'll never know because JoJo's too busy playing dress up with other people's identities to figure out who she actually is. So the writing's on the wall. Her music flops immediately. Her performances are disasters. Her relationships look faker than a $3 bill. And even her most loyal fans are jumping ship. So yeah, JoJo Siwa's fake career isn't just crumbling, it's being demolished. She went from child star to industry joke in record time. And honestly, she did it to herself. When your entire brand is built on lies, eventually the truth catches up. So for JoJo, that reckoning is happening right now, and all that glitter seems to have lost its sparkle.
I don't need the gossip, I'm stronger than before. Leave the drama at the door, I won't take it anymore. I'm chasing dreams with a fearless glow. Spreading love everywhere I go. Hold the drama, watch me steal the show.